Last week we had the eclipse and I got these mega glasses to stare at the sun, which is a giant laser trying to blind you if you even glance it in its direction. And so these cool glasses, they just block out all the light so you cannot see anything. I'm staring at a light here and I cannot see a single thing. Unless you're staring at the sun directly, you cannot see anything. And so they're kind of this cool device that is enabled for us to witness the eclipse. And I was then thinking, what about if we had the opposite of eclipse glasses, which would be instantaneous blinding you glasses? So instead of blocking out of the sun, it just like pushed the sun into your eyeballs, instantly setting them on fire. Or so I thought that might be an idea. And so I set about trying to copy these designs out of cardboard because they're made of cardboard. Why not just copy it exactly the same? And hence, as you can see, some of the process here. And eventually I came up with these bad boys. And look at these lenses I've got in here. Ooh, chunky boys. And I was like, wow, I can just shove that into my face and all the light will go now into my eyeballs. Except for then I was thinking, these are just basically regular glasses. Obviously I cannot see properly with these. Everything is blurry and whatever, and because it's taken so much light from so many directions and shoving it in here. But it's basically normal glasses. And you know, people are visually disabled. There's a lot of visually disabled people out there. They have entire shops dedicated to visually disabled people. So it's like, that will not do. That is not good enough. So then I was thinking, we'll take these are chunky lenses as it is. Look at the size of those bad boys, right? You know, I was thinking, what do we need? We need more lenses. So I've got these smaller lenses and then I've put them onto here very sophisticatedly, attach them onto this like so, and then I can stick these under here like that, and that will be like triple lenses. And if that does not blind me, I don't know what will. And I have done that 2 different wavelengths not wavelengths, 2 different positions. This one's slightly bigger, see which eyeball burns faster. And, you know, I could have done all the physics. You know, I have this giant physics book here. It's a giant book of physics, you know, because of the degree. I've got the physics degree, and so I have all the physics in here. And look at all the pages. There's like 100 pages of optics. I could go here. Look, I've bookmarked them. I bookmarked them because I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about the physics. Here, you know, I've got like lenses, all of this stuff. Let me hold it up. There's like so much about optics in this book. Lenses, you know, and more lenses, and so on. And I could have done all the physics. I could have done the physics, but you know what? I was like, no, let's not do the physics. Let's just see what happens, go wild, and just experiment. Because doing the physics can get boring, and who wants to do all these equations and maths and see what these are? Let's just attach lenses to my eyeballs and watch them burn. So here we have the fully completed instant blindness glasses. Now they're quite top heavy, you know, forward heavy. I don't know how well they're going to balance in the face, but oh yeah, look at that. Oh, and they don't quite align. There we go. Just have to hold them slightly, and then I can see all the way through the lenses. It's quite trippy when looking through this, but it is working. How do I look? Fantastic, stylish, chic, you know, something like that. You know, those fashion shows that make garbage into an iconic state of being. I present you the glasses of instant blindness. Anyway, let's go test them. So here we are in the outside, and guess what? No sunshine, because we're in Ireland, and I know we have had quite a lot of sunshine this year, unexpectedly. So, well, you know, global warming has given us some sunshine, but we're back to regular old raining. And waited 3 days to film this in case of a glimpse of sunshine, but given that it is Ireland, it may not be another 8 months before we see the sun again. And I know the structural integrity of cardboard is known to be very waterproof, but I do not want to test it, so we will be doing this test very fast. So you can kind of imagine if there was a giant fireball in the sky, it would be shining its light through these lenses and instantly blinding me. But alas, we just have grey clouds. So we are going to use a tomato instead to demonstrate the powerful effect of these incredible glasses for instantly blinding you. Fire, 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 we have fire! Eyeballs on fire. So we may have had to give it a little helping hand with some accelerating performance, tissue paper, toilet kitchen roll, and a little bit of white spirits, but you get the general idea. Fireballs in your eye.